All right, sixth graders, Wednesday. And again, your assignments and everything regarding English as well as the rest of the subject are in attachment for the on the apps there, on the Teams apps. When I send you guys out an email, you'll have the attachment that has the week's assignments on it. So again, work at your own pace. Try to cut it back a little bit. But at the same time, you're just trying to keep moving forward. All right, adverbs modifying verbs, day 3, Wednesday. Adverbs modifies or describes a verb telling how, where, or when something is done. An adverb may also modify adjective or another adverb. Adverbs can make a sense clear or more interesting. They may come before or after the verb. Adverbs often end in ly, and that's the key part that we said earlier. Adverbs end in ly. And that's how you can find them when you're locating them. They also tell, if you notice, how, when, where. And that's what we did. And again, we've done this, I know, earlier, so some of you may say, Miss White, I get it, can I get started? Go for it. Same rule of thumb. If you understand it, go. All right. On the diagram, write the adverbs on a slanted line below the verb. So in other words, they go underneath the verb because the adverb relates to the verb. All right, so moving on. You have the type. She ran swiftly. That's how she ran. They drove northward. That's a direction. Where? He came yesterday. When? So again, those are all the 3 types. And again, the ly is the key part with the adverb. Modified. Okay. Adverbs may be used to compare 2 or more actions. You have a comparative adverb, comparing 2 things. They end in er and are used with the word more. So the er and the more are the key phrases with comparative. Superlative adverbs compare 3 or more things. They end in est or are used with the words most. So in other words, if we go through this, we take a look, we have fast, faster, and then we have fastest. All right, so in comparative, we have things with er, so faster. He is faster. He is faster than Tom. So that means I made a comparison of faster to Tom. So this is a comparison degree. All right. The est are used, a superlative to compare 3 or more things. He is, and I'm going to put this kind of up here so you can still see it. He is the fastest on the team. So again, you can say it's the superlative means I'm comparing to a group of 2 or more. Okay, as a general rule, er and est with 1 syllable word, more and most with words of 2 or more syllables. Okay, let's jump down here to the example they give. The words not and never are usually adverbs. And this is what we said. If you remember when we did this in our sentence structure before we got out. We had I do, and then in the middle, between the helping verb and the main verb, was the adverb. So those are always adverbs that are in between. All right, guided. Let's go to the guided part and work to get through that. I'm going to need to spray the board a little bit because it's starting to stain. Okay, underline the verb twice, circle the adverb that it modifies. All right, so first off, let's just go through the whole thing and find the verbs in all 3 sentences. Underline the verb twice. So we often look. All right, so we have if we take a look at that, and this is where it's kind of tough to want to ask you guys questions. What is the verb, for example, and you're not here to ask. All right, so the first one we have there is we often look, is my first verb. All right. Number 2, in the autumn, and remember what I said about prepositional phrases. That helps you eliminate to find the subject. All right, so there's 2 prepositional phrases I've taken out of there because that will help us find what we need to do. So my subject, clouds. What do clouds do? Fly. All right, so my verb is fly. All right, so again, I'm looking for all my verbs starting off. All right, then last but not least, handle the moth carefully. All right, so what are we trying to do? We're handling. All right, so we've taken care of all the verbs. Now we're trying to find the adverbs. All right, so first off, we're looking for a type of adverb that tells us, sorry about that, I need to go get a drink. We're trying to find an adverb that helps us to look for when. We often look for butterflies in the field. So the often, in other words, we're going to circle the adverb often because it tells us when. Okay? In the autumn, clouds of the monarch fly south. So we have in there on the number 2, when we look at number 2, we have a directional. All right, so fly in a direction where? South. So south in this case is an adverb. Okay, and then last but not least, we have handle the moth carefully. We're looking for that ly. And this is a how, because it's how we handle the moth carefully. So again, now the south might confuse us. Say, well, Mr. White, that's a direction. Yes, it's a direction. It's telling you where the direction. I'm flying south. So anything, again, falls into the how, when, where category are adverb. Okay? Now, what you're going to do, this part, on number 4 through 6, write a comparative and a superlative forms for each adverb. Okay? Now, let's pause. Okay, took a little break, got a drink of water, and plus I started to fill in these longer blanks. And so you wouldn't have to wait for me to do all that. So what they did here, it says write the comparative and superlative forms for each adverb. So you have like hard, which is a comparison, which we use ER, harder, and the superlative, which is hardest. We have skillfully, which are using the superlative, which is more skillfully, or you can use most skillfully. Often, more often, or most often. Again, superlative. We have on number 7, complete each of these sentences with the adverb that answers the question in the parentheses. You'll do this. He runs. How does he run? Quickly. Number 8, we travel. When do we travel? Often. So those are the 2, those are again how and when, and then the one they didn't do is where. So, but again, if you have questions on these, feel free, give me a call and we'll gladly walk you through that. And we'll see you tomorrow.